All right, good morning. This is Roger Erickson with the National Weather Service with our winter weather update for 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning, January 28th. The first slide is just a reminder about the winter storm warning continuing through Wednesday morning for all 16 parishes and 6 counties that we forecast for here out of the Lake Charles office. The snow and ice accumulation numbers really haven't changed any significantly from what we were showing yesterday. Snow accumulation is basically 1 inch to 2 inches along and north of I-10 corridor. The ice accumulation, the bullseye, still showing from basically Abbeville, Lafayette, New Iberia, down towards Morgan City, where they might get over 1/3 of an inch of ice. So that's kind of the ice storm scenario for Acadiana. We do contour about 2/10 of an inch of ice all the way over here to the Lake Charles area as well as to the Beaumont area. So this is still expected to be a ice system as well for southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. More of a snow system for people up in East Texas and central Louisiana. The next graphic that we're looking at this morning is the observations taken at the last hour. And in general, we got temperatures ranging from the lower 20s in central Louisiana, 22 degrees up in Alexandria, 22 degrees at Fort Polk. Let's see what else we got. 24 in DeRidder, 26 in Oakdale. A little bit warmer elsewhere, 27 in Jasper, 27 in Lafayette. And down on the I-10 corridor, looks like 28, 29 degrees in the Lake Charles area, 29, 30 degrees in the Beaumont to Orange area. It might be closer to freezing right along the immediate coast. The winds are blowing pretty strong out of the north at 10 to 15 miles an hour, but several locations have wind gusts upwards of 25 to 30 miles an hour. The higher wind gusts right now are mainly, it looks like, the Beaumont area, Lake Charles area as well. Also perhaps some locations up in central Louisiana as well. So that's going to be the question mark, is the wind factor on any ice accumulations that's going to possibly cause additional problems with power outages based on what we're seeing with the ice accumulations. The next graphic that we're looking at is the current National Weather Service weather radar overlay. This is kind of a composite from the Houston, Lake Charles, Fort Polk radars. And you can see a very heavy band of precipitation that extends across East Texas and central Louisiana. Lighter precipitation amounts down along the I-10 corridor. What I don't have on the graphic here is showing you what's going on west of Houston. This precipitation, this shield of precipitation does extend very far to the west still. So this isn't something that's going to be ending in the next couple of hours. I will note that the northern border of this precipitation is right along our northern area. So there is a chance that some places up in East Texas and central Louisiana could see some of this precipitation ending during the afternoon hours today. But for the I-10 corridor, this is going to continue through the afternoon and evening hours. So here's kind of the time frame, what we got going on. The morning and afternoon is the highest chances for the snow and sleet across the region. The trend's going to be decreasing after 6 p.m. tonight for East Texas and central Louisiana, but we're expecting it to continue along the I-10 corridor of southeast Texas and southwest and south central Louisiana. By the time we get after midnight, we're hoping to wrap things up. There'll still be some lingering snow flurries or snow showers, perhaps along the I-10 corridor. The highest chance will be down in Acadiana, south central Louisiana, where they're going with a 30 to 40% chance. And then once we get to daybreak tomorrow, the numbers drop off to nothing, less than 10%, or give or take 10% across the entire region. The next graphic that we're looking at is the temperature trends. Starting out tomorrow morning, we're going to be starting out in the upper teens to lower 20s across the entire area, perhaps mid-20s along the immediate coast. And the temperatures in the afternoon is still the critical question mark, is what the temperatures are going to be in the afternoon. Right now we're still advertising upper 30s to near 40 Wednesday afternoon, and that's based on a sunshine forecast. Right now we're forecasting the sun to be breaking out tomorrow. If that verifies, these are the temperatures that we'll see. If it stays cloudy to tomorrow, temperatures are going to be more likely in the lower 30s to near freezing. So for our summary sheet, the winter storm warning continues for the entire region through tomorrow morning. Breaking it down by each area, East Texas and Central Louisiana, the snow will be ending by this evening with a total snow accumulation of 1 to 2 inches. Ice accumulation will be at the lower end of 1/10 of an inch or less. For Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana, the sleet that we're seeing right now could mix with snow either late this afternoon or this evening before ending a snow, give or take midnight tonight. The snow accumulation side of it's going to be 1 to 2 inches. The ice accumulation, though, is going to be a little less than 1/4 of an inch. So very similar to the conditions that we saw last week in terms of the icy conditions across Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana. However, for South Central Louisiana, that's still kind of the bullseye for perhaps a little bit more tricky situation. We're advertising sleet to continue through the afternoon and evening hours before transitioning to sleet, snow late tonight and tapering off after midnight. So even though they have a snow accumulation of 1 to 2 inches, the ice accumulation is still expected to be about 1/3 of an inch. And the combination of the ice with the wind speeds of 20 miles an hour or stronger could result in a significant ice storm with extended power outages possible. So that's still kind of the focus area from the power perspective off to our east. But if the winds pick up for Southeast Texas or Southwest Louisiana, the outages could be an issue for over here in Beaumont area as well. So that's just the kind of thing that we'll be monitoring as we go throughout the day today. Also, the last bullet point here is about the elevated roadways and bridges. We're expected to have the frozen precipitation on them through tomorrow morning. The big question mark is if the sun comes out. If the sun comes out tomorrow, temperatures will warm to the upper 30s to near 40, and most of the frozen precip would melt or evaporate off of the roads and bridges. Shaded areas of the roads and bridges would be the last areas to melt. Like I said, the caveat there is that if it ends up staying cloudy, temperatures will stay closer to freezing, and we won't have the melt that we're currently expecting tomorrow. So that's the big question mark, is the melting phase for tomorrow across our entire region. And that's it from the National Weather Service here in Lake Charles. Like I said, we got snow going on right now in East Texas and Central Louisiana, sleet down along the I-10 corridor, and we're expecting a little bit of a mix throughout the remainder of the day and into the evening hours.